You can say I've been twisted, like the tornado hit, but double that death toll in this district. Where's all federal relief when it's a storm in these streets? When the norm is to compete while lightning is striking at your feet, these kids are out here carrying hammers. They're just Vikings trying to eat.
When my mentee told me if it wasn't for you, I'd be dead or in prison, I cried because I was humbled by the fact that I did something that made a difference.
People are hurting. They need somebody to go to. They need somebody that they can actually, you know, not just talk to, but somebody who can be of help, an ear, using their transparent story to show them that, yes, you're here right now, but this is temporary, and I'm gonna help show you how to get out of it.
The Open Society does a great job of providing not only resources, but this dialogue, and then backing that up with the resources so we can have this dialogue and we can get encouraged. That's why the backdrop of the Muhammad Ali Center is absolutely amazing. You know, coming from Newark, New Jersey, and being in this environment empowers me.
Muhammad Ali was my first hero. He just instilled and exuded this sense of courage, pride as a black man, and I learned more about him and his willingness to stand up for what he believed in.
His life is a testament of what black men can achieve in this country in overcoming adversity. So Muhammad Ali represents that. So the whole title, Rumble Young Man Rumble, speaks volumes to who he is and his personality.
We're at Rumble Young Man Rumble 4. It's a great opportunity to connect with leaders from all across the country who's really laser sharp and focused on this issue of black male achievement.
Because I'm so glad to be here, first of all, with you brothers and sisters in this room, because you're talking about doing something different. And whenever we talk about learning to do something different, then that's when we're going to get that different result.
Rumble Young Man Rumble brings together a group of folks that are really passionate about black male achievement. And we love hosting it here in our city at the Ali Center because, first, the kind of values of the champ, Ali, the Louisville Lip, really are the epitome of black male achievement. And what bringing these folks together does for us is helps us create a network. We can learn from each other, identify challenges also in our communities, and maybe they've been solved in another community. What it really does is accelerate learning around one of the critical issues of our day.
Here in Louisville, we found that collaborating with other organizations who are doing similar work, that we can all learn from each other and we can do it far more effectively.
This notion of this kind of one man who comes in to save the day is not a winning strategy. And my father has always taught me that when black men stand up, there's nothing that we can't accomplish.
It's been a really enjoyable experience, being able to reconnect with individuals I haven't seen in some years from working in the mentoring field. But this particular venture or experience has been that. It's been an experience that's both inspiring as well as getting a chance to understand what others are doing around the country, and particularly working with African-American boys and males.
And this session is basically an extremely well-orchestrated refueling and rekindling and redirecting process.
It has really been a catalyst for a movement in the United States to focus and uplift the barriers and hurdles that black men and boys face in America.
This system that we work in was not created for us, by us, is not working for us or with us.
This country has never had a conversation about black male achievement. The idea of black males achieving is anathema to the social construct that we live in.
It actually is up to us to kind of make that change happen, try to do the best that we can within the system that doesn't really have our best interest at heart.
Black men and boys are America's canary in the mine. What we see happening in this country with black men and boys, the disproportionate suspension rates, mass incarceration, the violence, is emblematic of what can happen to the greater society.
It's hard to feel good about yourself or to believe in yourself when you come from an environment that is, all you see is trash in the streets, all you see is violence. You don't see a lot of successful people around you. College/education is not promoted, it's not talked about that much, other than you better go to school and do good. I said, pull the trigger, I'm ready to die. Instantly, my body turned cold, ice cold, and I could feel myself, slipping away. It was being shot and nearly losing my life that opened my eyes. For the first time now, as I'm unconscious, it's almost as if God was showing me how he felt about what I was doing to his earth. Not just to my own community, not just to my own people, but what I'm doing to his children, what I'm doing to his earth, what I'm doing to his community. And I saw images of children in other rooms, you know, being neglected as their parents got high off of what I sold. And so when I opened my eyes, you know, from surgery, I just had a completely different set of eyes. I woke up seeing the world differently, but I did not yet see myself differently.
We've had a generation of young people that essentially have been raised by themselves. It is on us to reach out. And it is on us to keep reaching out.
So I can't help but to think, what if nobody ever ran in a burning building for me? What if nobody ever came in to save me from my problems? Because it was through that mentor that I was able to stay in school. I had a 1.4 GPA that semester before I attempted suicide. They sent me a letter saying they were going to kick me out of the university at the end of the semester if I didn't have my stuff together. And this guy single-handedly took me in. Look, he housed me. He gave me what I needed. He put me in front of the right mentors, the right tutors, everything that I needed to succeed in that semester just to see the potential within myself.
Success to me is when an individual feels comfortable with themselves, enjoys the very breathing of their breath, and has encountered an aspect of themselves that they love, and therefore, as Muhammad Ali did, since we're here in the center, expresses their gift.
It's hard to obey laws based on commandments from the Bible, so we get our revenue like slave traders used to, with a good hook and a rifle. It's never good look when you got an eye full of premonitions that fail to fall into fruition. Constantly met with opposition because your skin pigmentation is different. I grew up looking suspicious, but as you can see, I don't mind it, because there's a light inside the darkness. You just gotta hug the walls until you find it.
We always focus on what isn't working. Let's actually look at what is, and I think that's the push that we need, having the conversation that hasn't been had. You know, and this idea of being unashamed in that and being bold in that, to go out and talk about the uncomfortable situations, talk about the things that aren't as popular, because the reality is the things that aren't as popular are the ones that we actually need to be catering to.
We have got to create safe spaces where intergenerational conversations are happening. And the conversation is, yes, speaking, but what's most important is the listening.
See, now I'm shot up. I'm kicked out of 5 high schools. The system has given up on me, but now I'm learning. You follow me? Now I'm feeling guilty about selling crack because I'm learning that the pyramids were built by people that look like me. I'm learning that over 50% of things I use on a daily basis were made by people that look like me. You know, the way I approach it is just remembering, number one, that, you know, I changed. And that's the biggest sense of hope for me. Because again, all of us are flawed as individuals. There's no perfect person. Everybody can do more, self-included. You know, so I just try to really just keep myself in check. And I try to bring everything I can, you know, to the youth that I work with.
I always go back to, you know, something I heard in church, you know, train up a child in the way that he should go. And when he gets older, he won't depart from that. And so my job right now is to make sure that I'm training him. And that's daily. This is a everyday grind to make sure that I pick the right school for him, that I'm actually engaged in his schoolwork so that he understands the importance of that.
There's a certain draft that's taking place that's different from the Vietnam War. There's a certain draft. We're trying to draft folks who care. There's no particular number. And so I've been drafted, and I love watching young people develop. I love that. I believe in that, and I think that that's going to continue to change our nation.